Hi, welcome to Chris Cook for You Too. As last we spoke, which was last evening, I had done the sweet potato pies. I had showed you how to do the greens. I had also prepared the crown rib roast to marinate. So it's been 24 hours and the crown rib roast has marinated. So now we're going to prepare the seasonings to go on it. And as I told you, I'm going to prepare that tonight. And the reason is because tomorrow my oven will be very busy. You're going to start out cooking this crown rib roast at 425 degrees in the oven for 20 minutes. After it is cooked for 20 minutes, and that's basically just to brown it, then you're going to reduce the heat to 375 and allow it to cook for 2 hours. And then I'll show you what the finish looks like. Now, tonight I am not going to put the dressing or the stuffing inside of the crown rib roast. I'll wait until tomorrow, and when I get ready to heat it, that's when I'll add the stuffing. So let's do the seasoning so that we can prepare this for the oven. Here I have 1/4 cup of olive oil, and this is extra virgin olive oil. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of black pepper, red pepper, salt. And that's crushed red pepper. To that, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of sage. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of rosemary. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, I'm going to stir this. Okay? Just to mix all of the seasonings together. Now, here is the crown rib roast. And if you will see, it has darkened in color. The reason for that is because I did soak it in apple cider just so we would get the sweet, tender, juicy, moist taste of the meat once it's cut. So now what I'm going to do, and I have drained the liquids off of this, is I'm going to take this mixture and I'm going to rub it all over this roast. Now, I want it to be a pretty brown color. And that's what oil do. The oil will help to make the color brown and make it roast evenly. So now I'm putting it all between the cavities of the meat. Now, once I've done that, okay, and I've also massaged the tops of the bones, okay, now I'm just going to wash my hands. On the side, I have a piece of aluminum foil. What I'm going to do with the foil is I'm going to cover the top of the bones because I don't want the top part to cook or burn. So while that's covered, the rest of the meat is exposed. Now, I also don't want the greases from the roast to drain down and leave it, and I don't want it to be on the bottom of my roast. So here I have a roasting pan. In the roasting pan, I have a grate. And this is the same type of grate that you would use for cooking your turkey. So what I'm going to do is to take my roast, put it on top of the grate. Now, since it's on top of the grate, it will not touch the juices. When the juices drip down, they're going to go down in the bottom of the pan. Now, I may baste this maybe once or twice, may not, depending on what kind of color I get. But because it has a little fat on the bottom, that little fat and the little fat that's here, it will help to tenderize my meat. Okay, now my bones are covered. My roast is ready to go into the oven. I'm going to place it in the oven right now. And then we'll get back to the next thing that I'm going to prepare, and that's going to be the turkey. Okay, now we're back and we're getting ready to prepare the turkey so that it can be cooked tomorrow. So I want to go through the list first to make certain that I've shown you everything that I'm going to have on my Thanksgiving table, because I know that we did discuss it early what I was going to be cooking. The ham, you will see it tomorrow, and it's just a Smithfield ham. So you can get that spiral ham and just follow the package instructions from your local grocery store or your local market. The turkey we're going to do now. The dressing I will do tomorrow. The crown rib roast, you've seen that. The macaroni and cheese is in one of my earlier segments, so all you have to do is look that up. The cabbage leaves I did show you. Potato salad and deviled eggs are also in a different segment, and you can look that up. The corn on the cob is very easy. It's just water and salt. Cranberry sauce and dinner rolls I will do tomorrow with an array of cakes and pies. I did show you how to do the sweet potato pies, and I will be giving you some tips on the other desserts that I'm going to have on my table for tomorrow, because I did not bake them. The only thing that I baked off was just the sweet potato pies. So let's actually get into this turkey. Now, even though I am going to be cooking this turkey in the oven tomorrow, you still have preparation that you have to do for your turkey. Of course, you have to wash it and you have to clean it. And I told you that I'm using a butter ball. But to be quite honest, I haven't seen a piece of butter on this turkey yet. So I'm going to put butter all over my turkey, because I do want my turkey to be the color that I want it to be, which is the roasted off color. And I do want it to be that pretty golden brown. I don't want it to be burnt at all. So I'm going to take the butter, and this is softened butter, and I'm going to massage this bird. And every part of this bird has to be massaged with the butter. Okay? The legs and all. Okay, now I'm going to take his wings and do the same thing as well. Now, I'm going to turn him over, and you notice I didn't put anything in the cavity yet. And I'm going to do the same thing on his back. Now, I have already loosened the skin, and how you loosen the skin is just by taking your hand in. You don't want to split the skin. You want to take your hand in, and you want to loosen this. And if it's caught, you can very easily take a knife up in there and then loosen it. Why did I do that? Because I want to also put butter all up underneath the skin of my turkey and inside of the bird. And I've cleaned it out, taken out the package that was inside that had your liver, which you don't want to use for your giblet gravy, but you can have your gizzards and your neck and your heart, which makes very good giblet gravy. Now, because my bird is cold, you see that this butter is actually staying cold on this bird. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix all of the seasonings that I have that are sitting there. You always want to use poultry seasoning and sage on your turkey. I mean, if you're doing any kind of southern style dressing, you definitely want to have poultry seasoning and sage, not only on the turkey, in the turkey, but also in the dressing. Okay. So, I've got my hands cleaned off. So this is sage. This is roughly a teaspoon of sage. To that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of poultry seasoning, salt and pepper to taste. I also have a little bit of red pepper just to give it just a slightly bit of a kick. Now, I also have here some cut up, this roughly chopped celery and onions. And what I'm going to do with this tomorrow, when I get ready to bake my turkey and put it in the oven, I'm going to put that in the cavity of the bird. Right now, I'm going to mix this together. And before I put it on the top of my bird, I'm going to stick it all up in the bird. Why am I doing this the night before? Because that was just a timer from the crown rib roast. That's just letting me know that it has been the first 20 minutes. So I'm going to step away and turn that down to 375 like I told you. Okay, now I'm putting the seasonings all over this bird. All up in his leg, in the breast part, and everywhere. I'm going to even take it, flip my bird, put it all on the back of it. Okay? Now, I'm going to sprinkle the top of my bird. Okay? Put some all up in the bird. And this skin here, put the rest that I have on this skin. Now, this bird is fully covered and ready to go into my oven. I'm going to put it in a pan, wrap it in saran wrap, and tomorrow I will put this bird in the oven. Okay? That's the rest of the little butter that we had. Just going to put it in. Okay, now that's all we're going to do for tonight. I've gotten everything down to where I can pretty much manage it. Tomorrow, the only thing we have to do is to bake off the dinner rolls, which I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. Get the table set up and really enjoy tomorrow Thanksgiving dinner. Tomorrow, when we get ready to actually put everything together, there's a couple of other comments that I would like to make. But right now, we've wounded it down to a place where it's really controllable. So as always, I want to tell you, thank you for watching. Chris Cooked for You Too. Bye until tomorrow. Okay, I just took the crown rib roast out of the oven, and that's the finished product. You'll see the rest tomorrow. Bye.